Welcome to Conversations with the Queen. I'm Veronica Paige, your host. Today we have three special guests with us. We have Missy Lay, who is just in the kitchen cooking with me, and we are so excited to eat this food. We have Michelle Willard over here to Missy's right, and we have Stephanie Lowe, just here to my left. Lowe, I said it right? Okay, just here to my left. Sorry, y'all. Welcome, ladies. We're glad you're here.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
You're so welcome. So we're going to start eating because I'm starving, and I've been smelling this for
I know. It smells very good.
And we
It does
did
smell
very good.
Y'all did do very good. We also have another guest, and I forgot about this one, Clay's the Goose. I love it. I love Clay's the Goose. He's so cute.
It's precious.
Precious. So, y'all start eating. Get into it. We've got a little cream here if you need it for your stuff, because we don't want it to be dry or anything.
Sriracha.
It's a little spicy. It's a sour cream sriracha mixture that we made. If you don't like spicy,
I'm going to do
you may
with
not like
and
it.
without.
Good deal. I'll pass it around, okay? And let's find out a little bit about each of you while we're sitting here. Missy, why don't you start us off? Tell us a little bit who you are.
So I am the owner of Wild Goose Chase Events, and we do nonprofit fundraisers. I create the fun events and then help support nonprofits in the area. So that's why our Fun Clue theme here is we're doing Nashville Clue on April the 11th.
And the food is Clue themed as well, right? We
Yeah.
did Colonel Mustard Chicken, and we did Mrs. White Waffles. Oh my gosh. I just put the waffle in my mouth. And it is heavenly. It is
It is very good.
It's a little crunchy, so if you hear me crunching, I'm sorry. Michelle, tell us about you, who you are, what you're doing.
Well, hold on, I had to swallow my chicken. I'm the editor of the MurfreesboroVoice.com, but I
Okay.
also help Missy on a variety of things. I'm helping her organize the Gatsby Party, which is another fundraiser that she's doing this spring.
Right.
And then I write the scripts for the Clue parties.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Well, I can't wait to see some of those scripts this year.
Yeah, they're fun to write.
Are they?
She picks the
Yeah.
murderers.
I do.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Nobody gets to know that.
No,
I've heard, yeah. I was at the Clue this past year.
yeah.
Can't remember
I've been
what.
offered many bribes to tell people who the murderer is.
Now we know
Yes.
who
Yeah.
to go to
Yeah.
in April.
Who to find out about things.
That's right.
And Stephanie, tell us a little bit about you.
Yeah, so I am the executive director and founder of True U Tennessee, and we're going to be the first LGBTQ specific group home in the state of Tennessee. We'll actually be the first in the Southeast in general. So there's a lot of kids in the area that are needing a safe place to go with a lot of the legislation and just things that are changing in Tennessee, and so we want to be that soft place for them to land.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So I have a friend, I believe, that's on your board. Her name is Rachel Holder. Yes.
She's lovely. She's our board president right now.
Love Rachel.
She's
She's
wonderful.
amazing.
Yep.
Yes. I got to come out and do the drag show y'all did at DSU recently.
Yes.
That was so fun. Thanks for
MTSU
having
Lambda,
us.
that was perfect.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
Of course. So tell us a little bit about how all this works together, Missy. Can you do that?
Yes.
Sorry, I didn't mean to stop you from drinking.
No, not at all. So essentially, I wanted to find a way to help nonprofits, and I have a lot of the creative ideas, and I don't always have, the manpower to pull them off. So when we team up with a nonprofit, they help us get the things done, and then they benefit from the fundraising. So it's just
Which
an
is why
easy
True
way.
U Tennessee is here.
Yes. Yep.
Awesome.
We'll actually be one of 3 benefactors for this Clue event. It will be True U Tennessee, MEA Wellness, based out of Clarksville, and Focus Foundation here in Middle Tennessee. So we're very excited about it. This will be our first major fundraiser with True U. We just started this idea actually earlier this summer. So it's, last summer, I guess. So in June of 2019, someone asked me what I wanted to do. I had graduated in May at 38 years old, and someone said, what do you want to do? And True U was the thing I wanted to do when I grew up. So
Awesome.
it just kind of became, put it out in the universe, and things started to happen. And we're at a place now where we're needing to do some fundraising so that we can get that home up and running, have a place for those kids.
Right. And are y'all wanting to focus your grade out of Nashville, or?
We aren't actually. We're looking to be in Rutherford County, and we were very specific in deciding that because Rutherford County has some great people who support what we're looking to do. Nashville has some really awesome organizations, with Launchpad and Oasis Center and things like that. And we're not trying to reinvent the wheel. They're doing amazing things. What they do that we're going to be doing a little different is we will be a home where people can stay long term. Where Oasis Center, I believe at this point, does emergency housing. And so once, excuse me, a youth gets through that 3-day emergency housing, if there's not family or someone else that is the right fit for that child to go to, we want to be the place that they're able to go to. Because there's just not something like that right now in the area. So the reason that we specifically were looking at Rutherford County is that we figured that the youth in more rural areas needed some support. We don't want to be stepping on toes of Oasis Center or Launchpad or any of those things. We want to work with them, and so that we could kind of address the issues in the outlying counties.
Awesome. I love that. There's so many kids out there that need it too. So awesome. I'm glad you're here. Oh, Michelle.
Veronica.
Yes, honey. So you're writing for Clue this year, right?
Yes.
Did you write the Murfreesboro one last year?
Yeah, well, I helped. There was another guy, Matthew Stump, who wrote quite a bit of the script last year, but I wrote the one completely the year before, and we're already working on the one for this October.
Awesome. So I've been told, little secrets, I might get to be at the Clues this year.
Oh, yeah?
I'm so excited. Been spreading that gossip all over town.
In Nashville or just in Murfreesboro?
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure what
We'll
Miss
definitely be in
Well,
Nashville, but we're talking about
Yes.
maybe making an MC
I think
Yeah.
that's-
for Murfreesboro
Yeah.
Clue.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
that would be a lot
All
of
the
fun.
things.
All the
All the
things.
things.
Yeah.
I like doing all the things. That's kind of my passion, is trying to help people help people. It's kind of why we do this whole conversation thing. We're like, we're gonna have all this food, let's sit down and start eating it afterwards and talk about stuff. And so the idea was people could sit down with us and ask questions of me, or tell us about what they've got going on. Because, you know, we're all crazy and special in our own
That's
way.
right.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I think Missy asked me to help with the Clue stories because I worked at the local newspaper here for a long time. And I covered crime in court, so I got an inner mystery writer.
Yeah, a little area of expertise.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you use any of those previous things that you've seen
Well, we
to
tried
add into the Clue story?
we tried to sneak in a few inside jokes for the people of Murfreesboro. Like the way the story starts out is you're the detective, but you're late because you got caught in the traffic on Cason Lane, and things like that. And there's some
There's a pharmaceutical company named Six Pebbles,
instead of 12 Stone, which is the pharmaceutical company that's here in town.
and
So
instead of Alley on Main, it was the back street on Broad.
yeah, yeah.
So we have,
So cute.
Which made Sean Hackinson the Backstreet Boy.
yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, full circle.
Yeah. I had one of your characters on for our last episode. Miss Kara Kemp was here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who played an
She was our-
amazing Colonel Mustard.
She did.
It was great.
Yeah.
We talked a little bit about Clue then.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great event, and it supports it's supported some great
Yeah.
nonprofits, and we hope
It's
to
a good
continue that.
excuse to just have fun.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Yeah.
And be around people. Yeah.
And highlight for us, Oakland's Mansion. So many people who've never been there. You know, it's amazing. So it's an opportunity just to highlight
Like-
them as well.
I grew up here, so we went to Oakland's every year for a field trip.
Right.
Sometimes twice a year, so it's hard for me to believe that there are people who've never been there, and it's just, it's a gem in the community.
It
and
is. It's
yeah.
beautiful.
And most people don't know it's a nonprofit of itself. It's not supported by the city or the county. They've got to raise all the funds themselves to keep the house up.
Right. Is it good, Missy?
It's so good.
That waffle is giving you issues right now.
Could you pass me the sauce, please?
I can.
It's really good.
It is so good.
The sauce is
I
amazing.
need to try some of the sauce.
Let's see. Well, I would also like to point out that Michelle does the Middle Tennessee murders.
Middle Tennessee Mysteries,
Middle
yeah.
Tennessee Mysteries. So she is following unsolved crimes, and so it makes her kind of perfect for a Clue
Yeah.
murder mystery. So yeah.
Yeah, I found myself at night reading old unsolved murder and missing persons stories from around Tennessee. And I was like, well, you know, when I got I got laid off from the local newspaper here, as people tended to do. You don't retire from a newspaper anymore, you get laid off. But I was like, I want to keep up my skills, and I'm doing this anyway. And so I turned those midnight rabbit holes into a weekly blog
Awesome.
for so they're murders and missing people from Tennessee right now. But I've been doing it 2.5 years, so I've done close to 100.
Wow.
Yeah, and there are still plenty of them out there. It's just finding all the information that you need. Yeah.
So, Michelle, tell us
Yeah.
a little bit. We were talking the other day, right, about the podcast that you just recorded.
Yeah.
Can you tell me a bit about that?
Well, my friend Leslie Russell Yost, when we get together, we tend to talk. Yeah, as friends do. And we've derailed many a nonprofit meeting with our chatter. And so it became a joke that we were going to launch our own podcast where we just sit and talk. And we were going to call it The Random Shit Show. Well, Leslie's husband, Troy, is the sound guy for this. He's the local sound guy for everything. And he kept hounding us, when are you going to do this? When are you going to do this? Well, we finally did it, and we launched it on Apple Podcasts at the end of January, and hopefully we'll become podcast famous. But we
Is that a thing, podcast famous?
I call it a thing. It's a thing for me, yeah. Well, Leslie found an article that said that there was going to be $1 billion in advertising and podcasts over the next 2 years. And so we were like, we want $1 of that.
I
So,
think my production team needs to hear that. We're
Yeah.
doing the wrong thing.
yeah. Well, there's plenty of
We're not gonna be
money in the
YouTube
YouTubes too.
YouTube famous is still a thing?
YouTube famous is a
Is it?
thing. It's a bigger thing than podcast famous. But we've got faces for podcasts. And so what we do, we each pick a topic that has been submitted by the audience that's unknown to the other person, and then we do a minor amount of research and then explain the topic to the other person, who then responds. And yeah, my goal is just to make Troy laugh. When that happens, I know it's going to be a successful episode.
I like that a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So we've done everything from like how the benefits of having a walkable community to mansplaining. There was an episode where we talked about truck nuts.
I vaguely remember something about pumpkin spice white
Oh
claw.
yeah, pumpkin spice. How pumpkin spice as a flavor came about, and that there actually is a pumpkin spice white claw, which is the most basic white girl drink you could ever imagine.
I almost got her a case for Christmas.
I may have had some this year. It was delicious. Call it pumpkin spice.
Yeah.
Basic white girl.
I don't.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan.
Just a freak.
I admit I like it, but I won't admit that to most people.
Yes. We'll keep that.
Don't tell anyone.
It'll get
Yeah.
cut out. Don't worry.
Okay.
And also you just said you didn't. And then you said you did.
I do that a lot.
That didn't work.
Yeah.
That'll be the opening credits this time. I like pumpkin spice. Thank you.
Yeah. I'm here to help you.
You're doing a great
Yeah.
job. Great job.
Yeah.
So I know that the characters in Clue are super secret until y'all get ready to announce them. So tell me, do you have any of them picked out yet? Any of the?
We've had several applications, but we did get a couple of yeses from some big folks in Nashville.
Awesome.
We can't tell who they will be at this point.
Okay.
But we will tell you that if you come to the Clue event in Nashville, that you may be rubbing shoulders with Big Joe on the Go from
Awesome.
Channel 4 News, and also Zach Woodward from 107.5's Woody and Jim show in the morning.
Awesome.
And Murfreesboro Fry famous. He was the MC for Murfreesboro Fry this year. So, yeah.
Well, and
Super.
even we talked to him yesterday. He's doing all the things. He's going to be the next Ryan Seacrest because
Is he?
he's very involved in a lot of things right now. Very exciting things.
Yeah.
He has a podcast. He's going to be doing Pride Radio. He's doing 107.5 and yeah, just all the things.
Awesome.
So we're so excited. He's very excited to be a part of it, and he's going to make a great character, whoever it is.
Whoever it is.
Whoever
Thanks for sharing that info.
And there may actually, just to further, we can't say who, but he may even be doing some competitive, if so much is raised, he might play an even more fun character.
Oh, fun. We like those fun characters. We do.
He was up for just about anything, so we're very excited to get to
Yes.
work with him.
Those are really cool.
He's going to be yeah. And it's going to be at the East Ivy Mansion in Nashville,
Amazing.
which is beautiful. I mean, it actually has a conservatory, so that's
Fun.
perfect for Clue. And there'll be 300 tickets sold, and all the proceeds are going to be split between the 3 nonprofits, and it's just going to be a good time.
And again, the tickets go on sale.
February 1st.
Awesome. And they can find those links at
NashvilleClueParty.com,
right?
That's it.
Awesome. I remembered something. That's rare.
April 11th.
April 11th. Oh, that's what it is.
Yeah.
I was like, Lord, that's late to be putting those tickets on.
Since it's that day,
Yeah. Wow, that's fine.
we're bold.
I love it.
We believe in it.
Well, in Murfreesboro, you might as well wait that long, you know?
True story.
Yeah. Also, what else is going on with y'all? You've got Gatsby coming up, which you're excited about.
Yes, March 21st.
Yes. And those tickets are already on sale.
They are.
Because I haven't purchased mine yet, but I've been seeing the links to it. I'm sorry.
Good deal. At least you're seeing them.
Yep.
I'm seeing them and trying to show them. What else do I need to find out about y'all? I feel like y'all should ask me some questions. Anybody have any questions for a crazy drag queen? I mean, she's crazy. She's pretty. Pretty.
She's
but
both.
crazy.
Yeah.
What do you have going on? What are you up to? Nothing.
Would you
Nothing.
like to participate in Clue?
Actually,
I know that you always have to. I'm just,
Of
since you
course.
said nothing, I would like you to answer that with something other than nothing.
No, I have not got a lot going on right now. We're shooting 1 episode a month right now, so that we have cooking and combo lined up each month. In February the 13th, oh, I do have something going on. Oh my God, I forgot. Thank you. February 13th, I have a show at Hop Springs here in Murfreesboro happening. We are going to be using that as a bit of a fundraiser. So after talking with their event coordinator over there, they are going to give a free drink ticket to everyone that brings in 6 canned items that we can donate to Nourish, which is an organization near and dear to my heart. Obviously, food is very important to feeding people, right? Keeping people happy and healthy. We also, what else is that? I'm waiting on those tickets to go on sale. They should go up this week. But that's going to be a lot of fun. Also, a percentage of the proceeds from that is going to go to Nourish to help with, whatever we use
All
it
the
for.
stuff, yeah.
All the stuff. All the paying me. No, I'm kidding. Kidding, we're not going to do that. But yeah, so that's exciting. And then February 23rd, I'll be in Nashville at Pecker's hanging out, doing a show with them. So that's exciting. And I think that's really all I have booked right now.
A save the date for a June event.
Okay.
Wow.
Oh yeah, Nourish has their annual fundraiser coming up in June, which is their big blowout every year. They're doing an Aloha Lanai luau. Is that how it goes? Yeah, I said it right. Thank goodness. But it's a luau theme. Do we do it out in the parking lot of our new building and just have all the fun,
Yeah.
food and drink and just a good time. It's like
It'll be
that.
fun.
What else is going on? Babe, do I have anything else going on? Sorry, my babe is across the way and she knows what's going on. What I do usually? Marty Pause? Wait, oh crap, that's coming up. Thank you for mentioning that.
February 29th. Leap
Good
day.
job.
Leap day, yeah.
Yes, February 29th is coming up, and that is Marty Paws, which is a fundraiser for animal rescues. They provide funds to, Purple Paws provides funds to a lot of different animal organizations throughout the community. There might be a drag queen there this year.
And there might be a
Saturday.
scavenger hunt.
Might be
should go
a shop
together.
girl walking around. You never really know what's going to happen.
Oh.
Do you have a love of animals?
I do love animals.
We have fostered in our home over 250 foster dogs over the years.
Tell me about Lyle.
he has gone to Middle Tennessee Treasures, which is another local rescue organization. He's actually got a couple of visits this weekend to meet with potential adopters. He's perfect. Lyle was my latest foster dog. He's a little Aussie mix. He has a crooked face, so he was named Lyle after Lyle Lovett.
Okay.
Had a little birth defect, but makes him so cute.
Awesome. How sweet.
Yeah.
I love animals.
I do too.
It's a problem for me. I don't want to foster.
Also for us.
I want to hold them all in my life.
Keep them forever.
Keep them forever.
Yes.
Yeah. I can't do that right now. I've got to wait a little while, but it's going to happen.
I have a few friends who have foster fails.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Those are the best.
Yeah.
We try not to do that. Because we couldn't help anyone else. So
Yeah.
it takes all different.
Yeah.
Right.
So, and we tended to be the home where senior and special needs dogs went. So we were the ones where they went to live out the time that they had.
Yeah.
And why is an LGBTQ plus youth home needed in this area?
Yeah, so honestly, this came about from years ago. I was actually having a conversation with the state of Tennessee. My wife and I were looking to adopt through the state, and they were lovely to speak with. We found out some things that we ended up not going that route, but in those conversations, we found out that there were a lot of LGBTQ plus youth that were coming into the foster system because they were being kicked out of their homes, which doesn't surprise anybody really in the community, but it's sad nonetheless. But what I was surprised was to find out that once they came into the system, they were having a hard time getting into foster homes because there are a lot of conservative foster homes that aren't interested in taking those youth. And unfortunately, with our community, we make up between 4.5% to 10% of the population, the general population, and is what studies say. But we make up 40% of the youth or homeless population in general. And those numbers are just very disproportionate, and that's something that we really felt like needed to be addressed. But even more than that is that 78% of LGBTQ plus youth report being further abused in the foster system. And so we really just, more than saying you guys aren't doing things right, we wanted to have a place where we could say we love you and you're perfect exactly as you are. You have the space to be yourself, and we wanted it to be a family environment so that it's just like a home, it's just like a family, but with the affirmation that a lot of these youth wouldn't get otherwise. And the reason for that is a couple of reasons, but we're looking to address the suicide rates that occur in the LGBTQ community that are also disproportionate. And we truly believe that if we take youth, whenever they come out and say, it is okay to be yourself, we love you as you are, it is okay to be truly, authentically yourself, that we're gonna create youth that then grow up to be more productive, loving members of society that aren't gonna end up on the streets, again, making up that 40% of the homeless population. And honestly, just if you think about youth in general, any of us growing up, it's always nice to have people who love and support you than who don't. So we have a few different programs that we're looking to do, but mainly to have that group home so that we can take 8 kids at a time, which is what the state usually will license us for, and say, you're perfect, and we love you, and we want you to be yourself. And then we want you to go out into the world and be amazing people so that other youth in the same situation know that they're loved.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's amazing.
Exciting.
And you're very passionate about
I
it.
am so
can see
passionate about it.
Thank you. It's important and it's amazing. Yeah. Wow. So I sit on a group right now, a committee for Rainbow Rutherford, and they are trying to create a safe space for youth, a youth group, not a home.
More of like a gathering space.
A gathering space,
Yes.
a safe space to come
Which
and
is
talk
so
about what you need
needed.
to talk about. Yeah, and not feel judged or disrespected or disliked.
Right.
Yeah.
And we'll be working, I think, closely with them because what we're also looking to do, one of our first programs we're going to get started is some resource connection. So Rainbow Rutherford's doing the same thing right now where they're looking to make sure that we know that the local doctors and the local therapists and the local counselors and just any of those churches and any of those places where those youth can be safe and loved and affirmed. Because even there are kids who aren't in our system or who are in the home and maybe have some affirmation, but their family needs some help navigating. And so we think that that resource connection, the same thing that they're doing, will be very needed in the community, even outside of the homeless youth that are in the foster system. So I think that's amazing.
Yeah, that is. I think it's great, and I think it's important for networking to happen.
Yes.
So that all those groups come together and work for the same
Absolutely.
common goals.
Yes,
Yeah.
because it takes all of us together.
It's everybody.
Yes.
Yes, it does. Ooh, Lord, I've gotten full all of a sudden.
So good.
So good.
We did good.
You did
I'm
amazing.
so proud of you. You did a great job today, Missy.
Thank you.
Not knowing what we were doing. And thank you for coming and telling us about True You.
Thank
Because
you
I
for
didn't know a lot about True You, and I'm glad to know so much more now. So
Thank you for
helpful.
having me.
Of course.
I
Oh my
appreciate
gosh, it was so great having you. I hope you had fun and enjoyed
I did,
something.
and I am so full.
No, good.
Yes.
We did our job.
And the sauce was amazing.
Yeah, the sauce.
That's
The sauce is
That's so
yeah.
good.
And it's so easy
Yeah,
to do, seriously.
it's all gone.
Sour cream and sriracha.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't cook, so I appreciate free food no matter where it comes from.
I love that. See, I love
Yeah.
to cook. I love to cook all the time.
This was so easy to make too. My
So
family's
easy.
getting it tonight for dinner.
Yeah, I was standing in the kitchen last night prepping, trying to like make sure I knew what I was doing today, which was not successful, but whatever, I tried. But I'm like, God, I don't want to do this. I just don't want to cook right now. And then, of course, I'd just eaten a big bowl of curry, so that could have been part of
That
it.
could have been part of it.
Yep.
But it was so quick and so simple.
It was.
It was so easy.
Maybe my wife and I can figure that out, because we don't, neither of us cook.
Oh, it's
So
so
like,
easy.
maybe between the two of us, we could potentially
You can
create a meal.
It's so easy.
Yeah.
And you can watch the episode.
Absolutely.
Get a how
I will.
You have to.
Of course.
Exactly. We even went through the entire recipe the right way.
did.
I never do that.
Yeah.
Did it right.
I did do it right. So, before we close up and wrap up, is there any last minute things you might want to throw out there that maybe we've not talked about yet?
Well, I'll just reiterate the Nashville Clue Party, Saturday, April 11th in Nashville. It will be at the East Ivy Mansion. You can go for more information, NashvilleClueParty.com. Tickets will go on sale February 1st. And if you're interested in sponsoring the event,
Please.
Please sponsor. The characters themselves will raise money that will go straight to the nonprofits, but we also take sponsorships to help cover the cost of the event so we can in turn give more money back. And the goal is to give as much money back to the groups as possible. So anybody interested in sponsors, room sponsors are $500. You get to put your name on one of the rooms. So there's just tons of opportunities. So reach out, NashvilleClueParty.com.
Awesome. Awesome. Anything else you want to throw out?
We are so excited to be working with Missy and Michelle, and can't wait for this event. It's our first big one. I think that, this is the first year, the inaugural year, and it's just going to get bigger and better, and I can't wait for it. I'm so excited.
Yeah, it's
It's,
going to be a good time.
it's a lot of fun.
It is a lot of
It's
Yeah.
a lot of fun.
I can't wait to see the story.
I won't lie. The first year I just walked around and said, "Are you having fun? You're
Yeah,
welcome.
that's all you
Are you
have to
having
do.
fun?
Thank
You're
you."
so welcome."
Yes, I love that.
And check out East Ivy Mansion because it's amazing. It's going to be so beautiful.
Yeah, I've never been there. Where is it?
So pretty. It's Spence and Fifth Avenue. Spence.
Very
And-
easy to get
yeah.
off the interstate.
Yes.
Valet parking.
Free valet parking, absolutely. It's just, it has a conservatory. The VIP area will be poolside.
Oh.
Very lush.
So
Beautiful.
fancy.
Very fancy.
There's a huge garden.
What's the dress code for this thing? Just so I can get ready.
We encourage those to dress up. You can dress up as your favorite character.
Right.
But the story is set in the 40s, so if you want to go 40s themed, that's a go. But we will have a prize for the best dressed male and best dressed female. So,
Awesome. And
Or
what
just if you want
Yeah.
to wear Friday night best.
yep,
I know.
Anything.
I'll iron my tuxedo t-shirt.
you will.
Cute.
Yeah.
Perfect.
I'm glad you've
Yeah,
got one.
I do. I bought it specifically for Clue.
Yeah,
My wife might wear hers as well.
yeah.
That's
Some chucks.
Yep.
Perfect.
good.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what I'll be wearing yet, but we'll figure it out.
I have a shopping cart full of all the dresses because I've got to narrow it down. So
That's good. You narrow it down.
Yeah. Don't just buy.
Don't just buy them all.
Or do.
there's
Yeah.
going to be
Oh,
more
yeah.
than 1 year.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's true.
Buy all the dresses.
We
All
want
the
to do this
dresses.
every year.
Every year.
Although if I keep eating like this, they might not fit next year.
This is all healthy. I told
All of
Missy
it,
this
yeah.
earlier. This is all healthy food.
We
There's
sucked out all the
nothing bad in
calories.
here.
Okay.
Nothing.
Nothing.
Carb free.
Yeah.
I don't want to lie on camera.
We won't.
It's not carb free. I know that. It's pretty close. Right? Cornmeal doesn't have carbs, right?
No,
It's okay.
I cannot speak to that.
Thank you. Well, Well, thank y'all all for coming and playing with me today. I had so much fun.
Thanks for having us.
You're welcome. I hope that we've all learned a little more about what's going on in our area with y'all. And I'm gonna go finish my champagne drinky thing and put this away because I can't eat it. But as always, thank y'all for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the conversations, and we hope to see you at the Clee Party on April 11th. Thanks, y'all. Night.